What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Deontay has made another statement concerning Anthony Joshua. He said that Joshua quit because Matchroom's pressure on him. So he goes on to say, I don't think it's going to happen. Did you see what just happened? The man is mentally broken. He quit. Joshua quit in that ring to a challenger, Wilder told Talk Sport. That's the most disappointing thing about it. Being a champion, being boosted up so much, and you go in there and quit. That's a sign. When he spat out that mouthpiece out for the first time, that's a sign. The referee told him to come forward. He stayed there. He put his hands on the ropes. The referee told him to come forward. He stayed. That's another indication. I don't want to fight no more. Okay? He said he gave up. He quit because so much pressure, his promoters put so much pressure on him. He probably didn't want that much pressure on him. He shouldn't have had to think about what I've done. It was a lot of pressure and people won't understand that. I heard he was having a breakdown in the dressing room. Hearn said the rematch is going to happen. Y'all think he's going to take it? Anthony says he doesn't know. He might take some time off. Two things are not the same. Until Joshua says he's signing the contract and fighting, that's when I'll believe it. Until then, you shouldn't hold your breath. So these are the words from Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. He states that Anthony Joshua quit. He said when he spit the mouthpiece out, that was a sign. When he put his hands on the ropes and the referee told him to come forward, that was a sign. And to counterpunch that, guys, there is some truth to that. Let me do some counterpunching. When Anthony Joshua spit out that mouthpiece, I don't think that was an indication of quitting. You know what I think that was? I think that was an indication that he was tired. If anybody knows what it's like to put a mouthpiece in your mouth, okay, when you're sparring and you're tired as shit and that bell rings after that, those 3 rounds are over. I've done that many times. I've spit that damn mouthpiece out because you only have so many holes in that mouthpiece to breathe out of. The guy was gasped. He was gassed, guys. He was gassed out of his mind, right? And that's due to condition or whatever, training, whatever you want to call it. The dude was gassed out. So, since he was gassed out, he spit that mouthpiece out. When he went down to the ground, he knew, let me spit this shit out because this is my time to breathe. Because he needed to suck in some air because his ass needed some, okay? And on the ropes, when he put his hands on the ropes, the dude told him to come there. Now, you can judge that as a sign of quitting. You know what I mean? It depends. Like, hey, because he didn't look that eager to go back out there and get knocked back down again because he already been down 3 times in that round. You know what I'm saying? And he did put his guard up. Now, he put his guard up. And then the guy started counting, so he went back in the corner. You can see what happened. Go back and watch it. Anthony Joshua, when he got up that 3rd time, he put his dukes up like this, right? And then the guy kept counting. He was like, well, shit, if you're going to start counting, I'm going to put my arms back up here. The dude was like, all right, come forward. You know how refs are. They're on a certain speed, and this guy just got knocked down 3 times. So Anthony Joshua's like, man, fuck you. I'm gonna catch my breath, right? And then that's when he waved it off and surprised the shit out of everybody. And I'm surprised that people are not really in an uproar, especially like the British fans, of how the ref kind of stopped it, because that could be controversial. I mean, he wasn't down. He didn't give him time to walk to see if he staggered. He just waved that bitch off when he was in the corner like this, right? Now, it is up to the ref. It's the ref's discretion. I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to him. It's his call, right? You can't scrutinize this referee and then not scrutinize the other referee for having a long count in the Wilder Fury. You know what I mean? It's up to the referee, guys. That's it. You know what I mean? And I think it came from being tired. Now, let me point out something that Deontay Wilder did say that I do agree with. Um, he said that Matchroom has put a lot of pressure on him, you know, and let's talk about that. If Matchroom put the pressure on him, think about Anthony Joshua for a minute. You got Matchroom, DAZN, Sky Sports, Under Armour, Beats by Pro. You got a Hummer. You got what else? What don't he do? Okay, this guy has so many different. He has a big, huge fan base. He has all these obligations. He has these endorsements. He has these sponsorships. Dude, Anthony Joshua he probably is worn the fuck out, honestly. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of pressure to put on people. And speaking of Deontay Wilder, I got to add this in there. Deontay said that he doesn't like promoting fights by himself. Okay? That's what he liked about the Fury, you know, the Fury dance partner, you know, because Fury can also sell that fight with him and he doesn't have to work so hard. And he said to himself, he said, my mouth is tired from trying to talk up this fight and trying to convince people why they should watch this particular fight to sell it. So he, you know, and he said it's tiring. His words, it's tiring, man. This is tiring, you know, to promote, man. It's exhausting. It's exhausting, like he says, right? But, okay, if you know that firsthand, I can understand that you would think that about Anthony Joshua because he's pulled in a lot of directions. A lot. You know what I mean? And that takes away from boxing, unfortunately. You can't focus on boxing when you got all this shit around you, right? But it's because of boxing. You can't take your eye off the ball. But Deontay Wilder's probably right. The guy is pressured. And that's the one thing that Joshua did not deny. You remember the press conference after it was over. The post-press conference, everything was said and done. He was sitting there with Eddie Hearn. And they were asking him, hey, were you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. Was it your training? No, the training was perfect. Was it, you know, did you feel this? Oh, he hit me a bit. He's a decent puncher. You know what I mean? And what's weird about it is he said that, Andy Ruiz is a good puncher, but, you know, but he didn't say he was a devastating puncher. So I'm thinking, well, damn, did Klitschko hit you harder than that? Because it seemed like he hit a lot harder than Klitschko on the way he went down. But anyway, he denied all those things. You know, my camp, the training was good. You know, I feel great and all this, that, and the other. But then when they asked him about pressure, he was like, you know, I don't want to lie. It was like Jim Carrey and Liar Liar. I can't lie. You know what I mean? That was an indication. Yes, it was definitely pressure on Anthony Joshua. Now, it didn't specify where the pressure was coming from. How about all around people? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I would agree with Deontay Wilder on that. The man has a lot of pressure. But mentioning Deontay Wilder, if promoting a fight by yourself has you so exhausting, put your damn self in Anthony Joshua's shoes. The one guy that compares himself to Anthony Joshua is Deontay Wilder. And he talks about Joshua a lot more than Joshua talks about him. But imagine if he had all those endorsements, those sponsorships, you know, Sky Sports, Matchroom, DAZN. He had all these responsibilities. You know what I mean? He had to go here and fly, do this. Hugo Boss, that's another one. He had to, you know, you got to go in Milan. They got this thing. They need you there. You know what I mean? You got to do this commercial. Then, he got to fly to the UK. Oh, hey, we got to go to Dubai because the Hummer presentation. If that was Deontay Wilder, if Deontay Wilder had that type of lifestyle like Anthony Joshua, I don't think he could handle it. I honestly don't. Because if promoting one fight has you so exhausting, there's no way in hell you could live Anthony Joshua's life and walk in his footsteps. You know what I'm saying? So I would agree with that with Deontay Wilder with that. But I do think if you look and you reflect on him, the person saying it, I don't think he can handle that either. You know, and when you're that type of person, you had all this success in a short amount of time. Think about it. That can be overbearing. It can. I just did a video similar to that. I'll drop later, but this is true. You know, I do think a lot of pressure was on Anthony Joshua, and he took his eye off the ball. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, making these comments saying that he might not fight again or might not rematch because he's mentally broken. Leave your comments below. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.